Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is awesome. A new podcast from Karen Hunter.
T-Rump's FOTUS will be not outside swearing in. So all of the people not going, they still not going because they're not going to be outside. So I had to explain to people, he's an octogenarian with like fragile bones and definitely probably has circulation issues. It's supposed to be the coldest winter ever, like the coldest in 40 years. Right. And, discomfort and coldness. But I also think, given the last inauguration crowd, which was very sparse that he had to lie about, but there were pictures, aerial pictures, drone pictures that showed like 10 people showed up. I feel like fewer people are going to show up, and it will raise the question, who voted for him actually? And where are those votes? Because if he got this groundswell of support, they would come through hell and cold water to be with him, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's a few things at work here. First of all, I feel like this is the perfect type of inauguration weather for his crowd, because I feel like his crowd is a very wear shorts in the 29 degrees crowd. So I thought we see a lot of that out there. I was kind of looking forward to it. I mean, Gallows humor is what we have left at this point. So I was like, I wonder how many people going to show up in shorts and a tank top, in that 20-degree weather.
Because they're men. They're alpha men. Yeah. Alpha men could take this, right?
They're tanning their balls in the summer for moments like this, so they can stand out. So that was the first thing. The second thing is his penchant for mendacity is so high that I know that he was going to lie no matter what that crowd looks like. And now, even if it's indoors, he's going to tell us, I would put, if you could bet on this in Vegas, I'd bet money he's going to say it's the biggest crowd ever, even with us knowing its capacity is limited by however many people can be indoors in that facility. He's going to say it's big.
Well, it's going to be in the rotunda of the Capitol. So what he could say is the largest crowd since the insurrection that he started. Right? So that was the last time we saw a crowd that big.
Right. With those beautiful patriots that just wanted to take a tour of the Capitol. And he was going to meet them down there. So yeah, you have all that going. And then of course, there's no shame in going indoors because it's cold, unless you're one of these fake alpha people. If Kamala Harris had won and been like, I'm not finna be out here in 15 degrees, we would have been like, yeah, of course. You're not you don't have anything to prove. It's only them that be trying to prove this machismo or whatever, talking bad about Tim Walz and
I forgot his name too this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like he disappeared, but I seen him tweet today, so I was like, he out here. But yeah, like y'all the ones that tried to pick on masculinity like that. So now y'all got to be the alpha male. I think Trump got to be out there with no shirt on, trying to prove something to us.
Yes, and we should be saying, why aren't you out there? Aren't you an alpha male?
Right.
You should be able to take the cold.
Bernie was even out there when it was. Remember when Bernie was out there? He had the gloves and the
he had his mittens. No, he
was
had
seated,
mittens, not gloves.
Mittens. He had mittens. You right? Really? He was seated.
Yep, mittens and a scarf, and they put little Bernie everywhere. That was some fun. Y'all were having fun. Bernie was being placed in different places with his legs crossed in the mittens, and it looked at it very warm. And he's from a cold state. He's from one of them cold states. Speaking of masculinity, I pulled this clip and I thought about you because, time after time, people are obsessed with the level of testosterone or lack thereof, the hyper masculine women and the hyper feminine men, and even Zuckerberg, does he have a mirror anyway? Like, there's no self-awareness.
Right.
He said, Roderick, that the workplace is full of masculine men. And I'm looking at him, but you're not.
Right.
You think you're a masculine man? I mean, like, if we're going to assign
I feel you.
Thing, sir, you have a curly perm right now.
He looked like Julia Childs and Meryl Streep had a baby. And he
Oh.
got some nerve to be talking about it's too feminine up in here. What are you talking about?
What the hell? Oh, yeah, that's what he said. Feminine males. That's what he said. I'm like, sir, Elon had to go into the lab and spend $1 million on his body, his chin, his cheekbones, his hairline, just to show up and then try to have all of these children with women that he obviously is paid to have children with to prove that he's a man. It's a weird thing. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Like, I believe Mark Zuckerberg is one of these guys who's got into MMA or jiu-jitsu or something to, like, you know, late in life, which I'm sure, hey, look, it's great exercise. I'm not knocking that. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of people that do that. But it felt more like he had something to prove because all of the internet was basically calling him a nerd and being like, I'm going to give you a wedgie. And he was like, I'll do MMA. I'll show you guys. And now this feels like him coming all the way to fruition, right? Like, this is his, like, now that Trump's in office, he's fully taking the mask off to be like, I'm a tough guy. You guys are going to respect me. I'm like, man, shut up.
Oh, you still could get duked in the forehead. Allegedly.
Absolutely. You can get a,
such a white mouth.
Proverbially. Yo, you know, that's the worst. I think that is one of the most insulting things you could do is duke somebody in the forehead. You know, with the 2 fingers, the 2-finger duke right in the middle of the forehead.
What's more disrespectful, 2-finger duke or the face mush?
I think the two-finger duke because it is like, it's bold too. Like a face mush, you know, that's the full hand. You're like fully engaged. The 2-finger duke said, I'm not even really trying to touch you with my full hand. Like, I don't even have enough respect to give you all 5 fingers. I'm gonna give you these 2 right here, and then I'm gonna duke you right in the middle of your forehead. So both of
them feel like fighting words. I feel like maybe post-COVID, the full hand on my face feels there's like an extra level of like,
Oh, I see what you're saying, because you don't know what was
I
on
don't know where your hands been. Get your hands off my face.
Okay.
Like, what you trying? Neurovirus out here, you know?
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
But this do feel that point.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. You asked about the disrespect. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, exactly.
We had this debate: a slap versus a punch. A slap is way more disrespectful
worse.
for a man to slap somebody.
Yeah, slap worse.
Another man. That's way more disrespectful because it's like, you ain't even worthy of my knuckles.
One time I was playing basketball and this little dude got in an argument with this big dude. And the little dude was looking up at him like this, and he reached his hand back to the motherland and slapped the crap out of the big dude. And then the big dude beat him up. Like, it was not close as a fight. But at the basketball court, all we talked about was that slap. Like, you would have thought he won the fight. Like, for months, we was like, man, remember, don't get slapped like you did last time. Like, we talked about that slap, even though he beat that man down. The slap is worse.
We need a verbal version of this, and we need to perfect it. We need to send people to school to learn it. Because I feel like we're going to need all forces over the next 4, 5, 6, 10, 20.
Is it child? Is child the new slap?
Child has to be in there. Child. Yes, let me write that down. I'm keeping a list, checking it twice.
Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're going to love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of The Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is Awesome, a new podcast from Karen Hunter.